Hey folks, you see the word count this morning? I'm heading into chapter 25. That is the last chapter. I can't imagine there being another one, because every chapter has between, say, 2,600 and 3,200 words. I try to roundabout get to 3,000 plus or minus, so they're not too short, not too long. But yeah, chapter 25 is going to be where I write the big conclusion to the book. And then there's going to be a little epilogue, because I feel like the first 3 books, which is a complete series by itself, is part 1. It's part 1. If I write 4 and 5, then 1, 2, 3 is part 1. And 4, 5, and so on, if there's any so on, is going to be part 2 and the last part. I just can't see continuing forever and ever. I know there are series that have 15, 20 books in them, and I just didn't see myself doing that. I mean, who writes a first fiction novel and it ends up being a 15-book series? I don't know, maybe somebody did, I don't know. But yeah, that's what happens. Every time I finish a chapter, I count the words, run the word count, and I put it in a notebook, and put at that point what the total word count is. So the word count for chapter 24 was about 2,700 words, and 25, I don't know how long it would be, but I'm assuming possibly 3,000 words. And then I don't know, the epilogue's not going to be that long. So that's where we are. That's where we are with book number 3 of Clancy Mountain. I can't even believe I've written all this stuff. Oh my word, it boggles the mind. How did I do this? How does it happen? I guess just one step at a time, right? Isn't that what we're supposed to do, is just to take our lives one step at a time? Well, my steps are turning into books. So, beta readers, you're close. You're close to getting this one. My beta readers have been sent out their copies of Brewster's Farm, and hopefully they like it and like how it turned out. And this time, I think I'll probably send the entire book instead of just half of it, like I did with the first time we did this, because it just seems logical that there are plots that don't finish out in the first half. They don't wrap up in a neat little bow, and then they're left hanging, and they don't know what to say about it. So, and they don't know if they're left hanging. That's the thing. So that is why I think it's best to just go ahead and send in the entire one. If you are a beta reader for me, can you just tell me below what you think about that? It'll take a little bit longer, I guess, to read. I'm a fast reader. I mean, I can read that book in a day. I just can't get it. If I got, people usually have more in their lives than just reading. Poor things. That's awful, all right? But yeah, so here we are, almost at the end. So wish me luck. And at some point, I think it's going to be when I send this to my beta readers, when I go through the edits, take a couple days to get the edits done, go through the edits, and then, because this is not a 150,000 word book. I saw a fantasy writer this morning talk about her book, and how it's not going to be, she decided it's not going to be out till next year because she wants to change the cover, and her cover artist is busy. And I'm thinking, a year? The book, she has a finished copy of it, the book is literally this thick. I'm like, what? That's crazy. Fantasy books often are extremely long. That's way past novel stage, in my opinion. That's like epic. So I don't know. And I'm not a fan of fantasy. I don't like fantasy. I just don't. I never liked it. I was forced to read The Hobbit in 9th grade, and that was the extent of my fantasy books. So anyway, that's all I want to do. I just tell you, we're at 72,558 words, and starting chapter 25, the last chapter. I'm excited. I'm excited. Can you tell? Can you tell? Bye, y'all.